Hello everyone and welcome to another Customer Service Champions training video. My name is Tal Schnell. I'm your customer service coach, speaker, and mentor, and I'm really excited to share with you a training video that will help your leadership to the next level. I really love what John Maxwell says, that everything rises and falls on leadership, and really take it to heart as we're talking about how to drive a service culture from the top. I mean, after all, I know that I've been in the service business for a long time, and I know that in the hospitality companies that I used to be part of, and there was great leadership, great culture, and everybody was committed to excellence, and they were willing to go above and beyond for the customer. It really begins at the top. And what I'm saying here is for us leaders to, as we grow our leadership, is to think about how do we set the right example, modeling the way and sharing the vision, the strategy, the game plan of how we're going to reach the vision of great service culture in our organization. It's important that the top leadership drives it every single day, not just by their words and communication, but also by their actions. One of the things that I've seen recently in the media is obviously the airlines, as we have obviously United Airlines changing the course of their customer service and thinking about new ways to get their organization on board with creating a culture of service to be more a customer advocate, if you will. And it's really important that the top leadership, whether you're a CEO or an executive in your organization, that you continuously elevate that, and with your own example. And I shared people in our industry, and specifically I shared that Richard Branson in the airlines industry is a great model if we start talking about the airlines industry, how someone is leading by example and being the hands-on type of a leader that gets feedback and really walks the talk. In today's video, I want to share with you several things that you can do, because service leadership and service, the culture, it has to be driven by the top, and it goes through every single interaction with your team in your organization. And you want that level of commitment, but you've got to be the one that is the cheerleader of that service culture, not only with how you communicate and what you communicate, but your daily activities, your daily and I'm not talking about to-do lists, your daily example and the behaviors got to mirror what you're saying as a leader. So one of the things that I want you to be thinking about is that service culture doesn't happen by accident. It is a long-term commitment. If you start thinking about the best brands that have great customer excellence, it takes years to achieve. But let me share with you what you can do today as a leader in your organization that will help you drive that service excellence. So number one is be very clear about sharing where you're going and where you want to take the organization when it comes to customer service. A picture of success is worth 1,000 words. People have to resonate with your vision, a shared vision of the group, of where we're going, so we can achieve that success, right? We want to be driven by that. We want to be inspired by that. We want to be empowered by that vision. And really your attitude plays an important role. So what I say to people, if I had to take your level of competence and skills and I compare to someone who has the same, if your attitude is the winning edge, I'm going to take you to lead the organization, because it's really important to have the mindset and the attitude of leadership to continuously drive to excellence. And I've seen so many leaders who are excellent leaders because they continuously raising the bar, they continuously challenging the status quo, and they continuously have a bigger vision, a bigger goal. So it's not about the comfort or the status quo. It's about thinking outside of this comfort zone that you're in, because many companies are competing on service. So what's going to make you different in the world today? And that's what leaders do, is they continuously raise the bar. They want to have that competitive advantage, and they are creative and innovative in their role so they can distinguish themselves and create a competitive advantage with the company's service. Number two, be be what I call a coach with a game plan here. Your team and your culture, they are driven and inspired by your vision and the strategy, but they also need a game plan of how to get to their destination. And I think that's where we have the opportunity as leaders, is to create a game plan. Some people call it a roadmap, maybe a strategy that you're trying to implement and execute on a daily basis to get you to your goal. Whatever you call it, be sure that there's something there to help your team be successful. So that requires you to put the coaching hat on. Think of yourself as a coach, whatever sport you like, and your team is there. And without a strategy or a game plan to win the game, most likely people would not know how to execute it and how to get to the championship in those games. So be thinking about that as you're leading your organization. The last thing that I want you to think about is your daily example, or you're modeling the example through your daily, the 2 C's. I call it commitment and consistency. Commitment and consistency are what sets the best from the rest. When you have that, people will go back to how consistent are you as a leader, and how committed are you to the vision as a leader. And that's something that people cannot necessarily articulate in words, but they can see it in your own daily action and your own daily intention to be successful in your organization. That level of intentionality is really important, because when you are waking up every morning and not just being inspired, but taking action toward that vision and get everyone aligned toward that, is something very powerful. It's not as easy as I described it in this video, but that commitment and to challenge yourself to get to that is something very, very important that you can work on as part of your personal development plan as a leader. And I hope that this video gave you some ideas so you can take back to leading your team to customer excellence. And remember, it begins at the top. It's not an accident. It's something that all business leaders must understand and do in order to show the way and model the way in their organization to become a service-oriented culture. And if customer service focused is really something that begins at the top and then goes through the rest of the organization to achieve those goals that we set out to do early on. So I know many people are asking whether it's something that we want to do as a group. What does it take for the group to be successful? And what I say to that is that the daily coaching conversation, the daily training conversation that are happening there are key to those efforts in order to get you to the next level. So requires the coaching hat on, requires the training hat on, requires the facilitation, the interaction, the engagement, and the creativity that every person on your team has is critical for that long-term success. So I appreciate you tuning into this training video, and please drop your feedback and comments for me. I always love to learn what's on your mind and how I can add value to your business. Have yourself a great Sunday, and I will see you on the next training video. Take care.